The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Friends, how are you today? Yes, we are here at this Memorial Day weekend. I am your host for the Shero Coffee Chat, Melissa Farmer Hill, a retired Army veteran and founder of the Shero Coffee Club, where our mission is to keep the world caffeinated and women veterans celebrated. Right now, we'll take a spin around the Shero resource table, and we've got one, two, and we're waiting for our third guest to come up and show up right after this. All right, good morning again. We're going to start off with the Shero resource table. Now, at Shero Coffee Chat, we get it. Life is a journey. You guys know that. I know that too. And it's definitely not always easy. That's why it's important, very important, that we keep our heads on a swivel when it comes to veterans and their families, right? With over 16 million veterans out there, no one has all the answers, but together, we can do a whole lot more. And that's why the Shero resource table was created. It's a segment of our show that's dedicated to sharing information, resources, programs, and events for our veteran community, because when one of us wins, all of us win. So today at the Shero resource table, we wanted to clear something up. Dre, go ahead and show me that slide. We're clearing something up today. Yes, because it confuses a lot of people. It's the difference between Armed Forces Day, Veterans Day, and Memorial Day. And I think it's so apropos that we talk about it, because it is very important. And so when we talk about Armed Forces Day, we are it's a day that honors people who are currently serving. So when you see Armed Forces Day, that's the time to say thank you for your service, because these people are currently serving. And usually that happens, the day you celebrate it is the third Saturday in May. And again, it's our chance to say thank you for your service. Now, Veterans Day is for everyone who has already served, but they no longer wear the uniform. And Veterans Day is always on November 11th. It's another time to say thank you for your service. Thank you for your service to those veterans who are no longer serving but are living. And this is also, I think, that holiday that President Trump wants to change the name to Victory Day. I'm not sure if he did it or not, but we'll see. All right, I hope it remains Veterans Day. I like Veterans Day, but it was called something else before, so we'll see. All right, now Memorial Day, which is what we are celebrating this weekend. That's the most solemn holiday of the three, because it's not a thank you for your service. We don't say thank you for your service for that holiday. What it is, it's a day of remembrance. And that day of remembrance is for those who gave their lives in service to this country. And it's always the last Monday in May, so that's tomorrow. And it's about honoring the fallen. And so, what I want to do now is just take a moment out to honor our fallen with a moment of silence. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Now, what I want to do next is, what do I want to do next? Oh, I got something exciting coming up. Yes, I'm excited right now to introduce you to something special, something powerful, something purpose driven and built by women who served. Women Veterans Engage. This is an annual event that's put on by the Women Veterans Alliance in California and is co hosted by women veterans across the United States. This year, three women veterans have put the Chicagoland area on the map. Yes, as hosts for the Chicagoland location. And we are going under, I said we, so that's a giveaway. And we are going under the banner Three Vets is a Charm. Yes, you heard that right. Three veteran women, three different missions, but one united voice as Three Vets is a Charm. And let me tell you who we are. First off, there's me, retired Army veteran and founder of the Shero Coffee Club, Melissa Farmer Hill. Yep. Next up, we have Kimyada Wellington, another Army veteran and a powerhouse on social media. She leads the Facebook group Female Veterans of Illinois. And it's a vibrant community that provides information, education, resources, camaraderie. But she's going to tell you all about that. And then rounding out this trio is Shero Coffee Club Ambassador 2025, Nekohl Johnson. She is another incredible Army vet. Army is winning today, you guys. Army is winning. She is the founder of Behold with Nekohl. She's a certified mental health specialist. She does trauma coach healing. She's a blogger. She's an author. She's a podcaster and an advocate for whole person wellness. Yes, she also has a nonprofit where we meet that uses recreational therapy and theater arts to support veteran communities that she serves. Together, we are all Three Vets is a Charm. And we're teaming up for Women Veterans Engage, which is happening next Saturday, May 31st in Richton Park, Illinois. So get your ticket. And ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you Miss Kimyada Wellington and Miss Nekohl Johnson.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. Look at us. Three Vets is a charm.
We made it.
All right. All right. I'm so glad. We are able to do this today. Next week we're prepping for it, and I'm really excited about it. So I gave the audience briefly a little synopsis of what you do, but we're gonna start with Kimyada. Tell us, Kimyada, what made you even just start Female Vets of Illinois, and give us some background information on
Right. So good morning again. So as I was preparing for this show, I quickly looked at the Facebook page because I'm like, when did I start this? I knew that was going to be a question. So
it.
Facebook told me it was around 20. They said Facebook said around 11 years ago. And I could recall that it was around that time because I retired from the military in 2012. And then I wanted to gather women on social media. I'm always looking for a commonality. So I created the group and people started coming. And at the time when I retired, I didn't so much miss the duties of the military, but I missed the people, my friends, my girlfriends. So we were doing monthly outings, and each woman had to plan an event, and we would all gather together. And then I became more active on social media, and that's why I created Female Vets in Illinois. And it was distinct because, I was always training with the men, but I wanted to hang out with my girlfriends, and that's how that happened. So yeah, about 11 years ago.
Wow. All right. Now, Nekohl, let's talk about you and your organization. Well, you have two. You've got Be Hall with Nekohl and Where We Meet. So let's talk about that journey of how you got to Be Hall with Nekohl and Where We Meet.
Okay, The journey is still happening. Let me say that. But in about 2017, I realized that my mental health was failing. I was working as a director of lab and cardiopulmonary services at a hospital. I had been in labs since the military for since I was 19 years old. Let's say 1990, I had been working in the lab, and it was my MOS in the military. So up the chain, moved on up the chain. Started off, like I said, in the military, ended up high level, and nothing had changed. And I was looking for it to change with people being fair and the community treating me right. And, until I realized that, no, Nekohl, that's not what the world is like. So it mentally began to break me down when I couldn't change the world. And that's when I realized that there was an issue bigger than me. So NWVU, shout out to them. Rochelle Crump posted something on NWVU, which was a second organization I had joined, said, "Don't be written out of history. Let your story be heard." And of course, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to be written out of history. What I got to do, you know? And so basically, there was an ad to go downtown, psychology, the School of Psychology downtown. I'm gonna make this short. I ended up telling my story to these individuals who I thought were going to put it into a magazine or some kind of article. And instead, they were actually taking our stories, creating a script that we would act out on stage. Which is when I said, absolutely not. Well, after they convinced me to do it, went through this process, which was like really sneaky therapy. You go through a scripture play, you act it out, and Pandora's box was open, letting me know that I needed help. So I did start looking for the help. In short, the VA day hospital was the biggest resource for letting me know that this issue that I had was bigger than I thought it was. So I've gone through day hospital, I've gone through psychology, psychiatry, a lot of different tools and groups and organizations, which is how I became familiar with everything that's available. And I just wanted to bring that back, which is where Weary Meat came from. Since I had found out about Decrude and the Telling Project, a lot of different things that were going on in theater and other places, I wanted to bring things to the south side of Chicago because this is where I grew up, Inglewood, the Wild Hundreds, and I saw nothing. The veterans are big in the community, but I didn't see resources on the south side, which is why I decided to bring Weary Meat here. And in that, while I was getting my healing, Behold with Nekohl was formed because after I realized I did have something, I wanted to share that my journey with the rest of the South Side of Chicago. In that, the Southside Strong Coalition for Suicide Prevention came up with Jessica Hayes at the VA wanting to work with some people in the community. She chose Where We Meet. It's in line with our mission of meeting people where they are and helping them get where they want to be. And that's how it all came about. So Behold with Nekohl is my journey that I continue to be on and evolve with. And I want to bring other, especially women veteran leaders in to avoid burnout, to avoid confliction in all of our schedules, to streamline some of our processes, and to become whole every day, maintain that camaraderie. And Where We Meet, of course, is yes, theater company. We take veterans to the theater. We do movie nights. We do the Southside Strong Coalition. We're adding on some trauma healing because we hope when Nicole does trauma healing, we're incorporating that into Where We Meet. Got a lot of nice things in store. And most recently, next week, we are a part of this Three Vets is a Charm process, this embarkment, and I'm so, so, so excited about it. Thank you.
All right. All right. Okay. Now let's get together for some group chat. All right. So I'm just gonna just do my spiel. Of course, you guys know me from Shero Coffee Chat. Coming every Sunday. I am the founder and the owner of the Shero Coffee Club, and the reason I started it is like most of us here, most leaders like Kimyada, like Nekohl. I wanted to continue to tell the stories of women veterans. I wanted us to continue to share information, and I wanted us to create a legacy. And that's why you see on the Shero Coffee Club page, you will see women telling their story. When you order a bag of coffee, you will see a little narrative about a woman veteran, and then We do blogs, and so that is why I started, because I think all three of us, wouldn't we agree, we just want to give back, right? We just want to we just want to give back. So let's talk about, how did we come up with participating with Women Veterans Engage? Who started that? How did that come about?
Kimyada.
Kim Yada? I don't know if she can hear us, but yes, it was Kim Yada. Can you hear us? I don't think she can hear us.
She'll be back soon. So
Yeah,
Kimyada came up with this
yeah,
idea.
Can't hear
She
me.
yeah.
presented it to
Nope.
us.
We can hear you. We can hear you, Kim Yada. Yeah, but it was Kim Yada who actually came up with the idea. I guess she was. What do you think, Nicole? Was she going just? I know she always searches for events and things
Yes,
that are happening. So I think, you
yes.
think that was part of it.
Yeah, she does a lot of research,
Yeah,
especially with things going on in the veteran community, primarily women. And she found this engagement and thought that it would be a good idea. She brought Melissa and I in on the idea. We all agreed that it would be perfect
yeah,
and
yeah.
different, and we wanted to bring it to Chicagoland.
Absolutely. And one of the things, Nicole, I think, so we're having it. If you don't know, definitely go to Female Vets of Illinois. You can find that information there. If you look on Facebook under Three Vets is a Charm, you can find out. You can get your tickets there,
Oh, thanks.
$25, happening next Saturday, May 31st from 10 to 2. We have a few tickets left that we're trying to make sure women come out and support, because it's going to be a one of a kind event. But Nicole, the Three Vets is a charm. Now
Yeah.
that wasn't Kim Yada, I don't think, right? Because I think
No.
Kim, yeah. So now, how tell me how Three Vets is a charm came about.
Okay, so what happened is we decided that we wanted to go and support other restaurants. What happened is I was doing a book review because I do have a book. I'm an author of a book, A Queen Was Born Again, available on www.nekohl.com or Amazon. Let me just get that out. So we were doing I was doing a book signing at Just Sandwiches. Shout out to
Hmm.
Karen. And Kimyada said, okay, well, I said, let's do a combine because Female Vets as a Charm was having a
Hmm.
Christmas
Hmm.
book swap. And so when we got there, we wanted to put out a flyer. So we like, well, I always could come up with the light bulb ideas. I was
Right.
like, let's call it Three Bets as a Charm,
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I like that. And so
Yeah.
that event was Three Bets as a Charm because it was the two of us going to visit another veteran owned business.
Uh huh.
So
Uh
I
huh.
said we could keep doing this. I think this would be a good idea to just continue to go around supporting veteran owned businesses.
Absolutely.
And so Kimyada knows a lot of people in the community, and we were able to start scheduling some. Well, let's do it again next month, and then it just became something that we wanted to continue to do. And when Women Veterans Engaged came up, and we had two vets, Kimyada had a heart for asking you to join as well. So that's kind of how it happened. And I even said it could be three or four vets. So of course I did all the research. I went to find out what three's a charm meant, and it's
Right.
actually three or four. So I said, great. If another person comes, we will have three or four vets as a charm. But who would have thought it would come to something so awesome?
I know. I'm just so glad to just be a part of it all. So, and one of the things I'm really passionate about is things coming to the South Land or the
Yes,
South Side. And like you said, not a whole lot of stuff happens on the South Side. It's usually downtown or west or north. And so to be able to put, the Southland, the South Side on the map with this event, I think is important. It's
very important.
important. And
It's
so, like,
necessary.
absolutely. And so, why do you think this event is going to be important for women veterans? And I hope Kim Yada gets her sound together and can come back in, because It's three vets is a
It's
charm,
three
Kimyada.
vets
We
is a
need your
charm.
voice. So I hope her tech starts to act right. All right. But Nekohl, why do you think this event is important for women veterans?
For women veterans, it is important. The name engagement is very appropriate because there's a need for women veterans to have a space
Mm-hmm.
ongoing. The reason we need ongoing spaces and events like this is so that women have something to look forward to, a
Mm-hmm.
place that they know they can come and be safe, have fun. Another thing that I don't want to forget is that it's at the VFW post
Shout out.
Post 311 22347 Governors Highway. And the VFW at large is trying to engage women as it has not been in the past. So the fact
Mm-hmm.
that we're bringing, not only are we bringing engagement to Chicagoland, we're bringing engagement to the VFW, and
Mm-hmm.
we're providing a space where women know that they can come and be safe. So I just think that's important and timely, as I said before.
And just for me, I one of the things, like with May being Mental Health Awareness Month, one of the things I noticed, in case you guys don't know, I facilitate some of the coffee chats that Nekohl has. And we had one Friday, and I told the group, I want you to work on something for 30 days that's positive, and 8 out of 10 were like mental health. And so I think these types of events that are positive, that uplift, that affirm women are definitely very necessary, because in my research, I found that 92%, the rate of suicide for veteran women is 92% higher than non-veteran women. So it just kind of affirms that we definitely need spaces like these. We need to uh, the camaraderie we have online through female vets in Illinois. I think we need more of that. But not only more of that, we need to start getting the women who are withdrawn.
Yes.
Getting the women who are withdrawn, because when you withdraw, you leave no room for potential support, potential help. And
Yes.
then when you have that, that could lead to isolation. Now you can't get any help because you've isolated yourself.
That's it.
And then those things often can lead to, addiction, because now you've got your friends, you've got, whatever addiction you have. And then, of course, homelessness potentially, and then suicide. And so I know that might seem like it's so far away, but right now, some woman is going through something like like we were discussing yesterday at a tea, a panic attack, stress, low energy, all of these things, depression. And that's why we have to have events like this. And that's why I think it's a blessing to be able to come together, all three of us. That's a triangle.
Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it
Triangle.
is. I
That's
just
a triangle,
realized that.
to
That's a
be
triangle.
able to come together and do this. And I'm gonna see if I see Kimyada. Let me add her to the scene. Let's test. Kimyada, can you say something so we can test and see?
I'm here. I'm coming.
Yes. Yes, yes, Kimyada. So Kimyada, have you been able to hear us? I wasn't sure if you have
No,
been able to.
no.
Oh, wow. We've been talking about a lot. But
Okay.
from your perspective, why do you think women veterans engage is so important for women?
I think it's important because again, the word engage,
Hmm.
women veterans, that's very important. And as I was talking about this space yesterday at the tea as well, we need our own space. Yes, we served, but we need something of our own. And that's why I'm honing in on the community. And I found my space, and I'm realizing as we're getting older and we are the veterans, we're retired veterans, we need this space. And I'm realizing as we become more active, women need an outlet, and I think this event will serve that purpose. And then we'll see that we're not alone. I do see on like the social media presence, women want to be involved, but because of our background, we have these barriers, and we have not talked about those. And these circles and these events will allow us to do that if we engage. But we
If
have to
we
engage because events are there. With Female Vets in Illinois, we offer so many resources, so many activities, so many opportunities to engage. But sometimes women can't, like you said, those things, anxiety, self doubt, the past, mental health. There's various barriers why we don't get to that point. So we're offering that May 31st, that event where we just come. We just be like how the military model used to be, know, and do. We're
That's
just going to
it.
show up and we're going to be. And we don't have to do anything. Just sit there and be amongst our community so we'll feel like we're part of something. And that's a start.
yeah.
Absolutely. Just to go back to that tea and what you just said. So Kimyada and I were at a tea yesterday. Um, One of the things we realized, because we did engage, we had a conversation, and one of the women said she doesn't want it. She's older, she doesn't want to do all of the stuff anymore, and so that leaves the responsibility now, I feel, on our shoulders. Kimyada, Nekohl, we are the veterans that have to be proactive, that have to be in leadership, that have to be out front to make stuff happen for the next generation. Like you said, we're getting older, because one day we're going to say, I don't want to do anything anymore either. And we have to make sure we built up that next generation to take the place of Behold with Nekohl, to take the place of Female Vets in Illinois, to take the place of Shero Coffee Club. So I think that is very important. So I want to thank you, ladies. But Kimyada, since you weren't on, I want to point this question directly to you. What do you want people to feel or take away from the experience at Women Veterans Engage?
Part of the Shero motto. I want them to own it. I want them to make the event their own. I want them to show up and when they leave, take something with them. Like, what did you learn from the event? We don't want to tell you how to feel. We just want you to come and get in where you fit in. And that's what I think what's so important about the women veterans. When we get together, there's no expectation except to be amongst your community. So find your community and keep coming back. That's what it's about.
Absolutely. All right,
Absolutely.
we've got like 1 minute. This time went quickly, didn't it? Okay, Nekohl, what do you want people to take away from the event?
A sense of balance and opportunity, knowing that they have people to engage with in the future, even after this. I want them to take back energy and excitement and hope.
Oh,
Most of
wonderful.
all, hope.
That's wonderful. I gotta Kimyada, right back at you. Female veteran, Female Veterans of Illinois is for whom? Who can join? Let's just get that right. Let's just get that out there.
Yes, let's make that clear because I've gotten, like I said in the beginning, it's been about 11 years. That's what Facebook told me. So it started off small, but for us and where we're going, I'm very clear. It's females, female vets, and they have to be in Illinois. It can't be someone connected to you. Your father, your brother was in the military. You have had to serve. She served because we want to keep it intimate. I'm not concerned about the numbers. I'm concerned about the opportunities that are offered in that group, the activities, the opportunities, and the resources. That's what I'm all about. And just people connecting. Like, I want to make sure your needs are getting met in that group.
All right, you guys, we are three vets is a charm. Make sure you can go to sherocoffee.com, go to the website, buy your ticket. You can go on Facebook. If you are part of Female Vets in Illinois, you can go there and get your tickets. We have tickets available. We want you in that space next Saturday from 10 to 2. We got to close out. Ladies, this has been absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. All
Thank
right,
you
as
for having us.
always, keep your heart strong and your coffee Shero. I will see you guys next week.